Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Williams Channel. Welcome back to the Wrestling Year End Awards for 2017. We are now on to the category Match of the Year. If you have not seen or heard of the other categories, make sure you go to the playlist down in the description box down below. We are now moving on to Match of the Year, and before we start, this video might get some dislikes, because I'm going to start off by saying I am leaving off two matches that a lot of people will say deserve to be Match of the Year. I do think these are really good matches, but however, I think they are highly overrated, and I do not think they are Match of the Year worthy. So let me get them out of the way. You might even click off as soon as you hear them. The first match is Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega 2. I think that of the three matches they had, this was the second best, not the first best, as people like to say. Why I say that? I think that after a point in the match, it was very repetitive, and I ended up checking the watch to see how long it went. I'm like, wow, this match has been going 50 minutes? And yes, it was a great match that went 60 minutes. They extended it out longer than they extended it out to that point, and you know, it's hard for wrestlers to do that nowadays, but watch it back. Watch how many times they repeated the same V-triggers and the same German suplexes and the same Rainmakers. You'll see what I mean, and you'll see why I say I don't think that match is as good as everyone says it is. And then the icing on the cake here, John Cena versus AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble 2017. I honestly don't even understand why people like this match as much as they do. I honestly think that their SummerSlam match way better than this one. This match, while it was really good, I feel like they repeated a lot of the finishes over it. It was a finisher fest. John Cena hit the AA like 3 times. He had a top rope AA. AJ Styles hit the phenomenal forearm twice. He had a Styles Clash like I think once or twice. He locked in the freaking, what's his name? The calf killer or calf crusher or calf suppressor, I don't know. But he locked that in a few times, and it's like, okay, their SummerSlam match didn't have this many finishers done. I mean, it had finisher reversals, but there weren't that many finishers performed at once. And for that reason, I'm just like, I don't think this match is really as Match of the Year. I don't think this match is anywhere near Match of the Year for me. But you guys might disagree. Tell me if you guys disagree in the comment section down below. I think a lot of you will. But anyway, we're going to move on to the Match of the Year nominees that I have down, which are Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bates for the UK Championship at NXT TakeOver Chicago. And Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega 1 from Wrestle Kingdom 12. Wrestle Kingdom 11. My correction. So, I can't really talk about the year they had or whatever. I got to talk about really the match itself. So I'll start with the Fatal 4-Way. The build to it was basically all these men have faced Brock Lesnar leading up to it. Well, everyone except Braun Strowman. So Mojo's faced Brock Lesnar and lost. Roman Reigns faced Brock Lesnar and lost. Braun Strowman's up-and-coming monster who has yet to face Brock Lesnar. And, you know, no one really knows if Braun's going to be willing to do it. If Brock Lesnar has to outstack against them for once because he has all these big imposing men to face at one time. And I was there live, so I might have a little bit of a bias. But just seeing this crash course with all these big, like, scary men just going at it and throwing people around and tables being broken and barricades being broken and steel steps and steel chairs being used, it was just a great sight to see. The crowd was on their feet the entire time. I was on my feet the entire time. And I almost didn't know who was going to win for it, even though in my back of my head, I'm like, obviously, Brock's retaining. I almost didn't know who's going to win for a second, and it's hard to really get like a hardcore wrestling fan to, like, you know, be in that predicament where it's like, I don't know who's going to win, because, you know, you follow dirt sheets, you follow this and that, and everyone's like, oh, this person's going to win because I heard a rumor from this guy at this stage and this in Gorilla and whatnot. So it's kind of hard to not stay away from spoilers nowadays. But being in a position where you almost feel like you're back in your old way, you're back in your younger days when you didn't know what was happening, it was great. And I missed that, and this is why I love that match so much. Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate. A lot of people put this as Match of the Year. and for great reason. They had a good match at the beginning of the year in the UK tournament. There was not much build going into this match aside from it's a championship rematch. That really was the only build. But the two had great chemistry. They really showed why the UK wrestling scene is not anything to be passed over. There's a lot of finger bending and punches to the face and elbows and kicks and just overall great wrestling. And it's one of the best matches I've ever seen, and I would recommend it to anyone. And then Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega. Another match I will put on my best matches I've ever seen list. Like I said, I was absolutely blown away when I seen this match. Now, I don't watch New Japan on a consistent basis. I think I really would say I don't watch New Japan shows at all. I watch matches from New Japan. And I have yet to see a full Wrestle Kingdom live. Next year will be my first Wrestle Kingdom. I'm actually off January 4th, so I will be watching it live. I'm pretty hyped. Can't wait for that. But yeah, this match was also really great. It went on for a long time, but it was so great you felt like it wasn't as long as it was. There was a lot of high spots, a lot of spots where I thought Kenny Omega was going to win, except he never hit his one-winged angel, and it ended up being a long-term story in this feud. And it was just all around an amazing match. I thought it was the best out of the 3 series, but a lot of people will disagree with me. A lot of my friends disagree with me, but that's just me. Process of elimination time. First one to go is going to be the Fatal 4-Way. As much as I like this match, I do think that the other two singles matches do top it in terms of wrestling. In terms of wrestling, you have, strong style and British, versus American wrestling. So I would give the edge to the other two, which makes it come down to Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne and Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega. And the match I'm taking out is gonna be Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate. I like that match a lot. I really do. However, there really was no build to that match aside from this is a championship rematch. In Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega, you had Kenny Omega go through the G1 climax, and after winning the G1 climax, it was almost a month-long build to him finally getting that championship match at Wrestle Kingdom, and it's finally going to be his revelation. He's finally going to win it, and then he doesn't hit that one-winged angel that will win him the match, and he loses. And then you see another match, another great match. It turned into this series that people consider the greatest series of all time. This match led to one of the greatest wrestling series of all time. And for that reason alone, I think it deserves to be match of the year. Without this one match, we wouldn't have got the other two matches. Think about it that way. Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate too. It was great, but really the third match, while that was really good, I don't know. And then Brock, Braun, Samoa Joe, Roman. At the end of the day, Brock Lesnar beat all 3 of them twice. So that's how I see it. So thank you guys for watching this. Make sure you guys tune into the last one, which will be Wrestler of the Year, which will be coming up very soon. Very, very soon.